Talk for the real world. Let's get it. Real Talk with Carl and Charlene. Real Talk for the real world. Let's get it. Real Talk with Carl and Charlene. Real Talk for the real world. Let's get it.
Good morning, everybody. You know what time it is. It is 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Time, whatever time you want to say this. It's 10 in the morning. Here you are again with another great episode of Carl and Charlene Real Talk. We're talking about real talk today. And we really getting down into the bootstraps of the real talk today. We want to thank everybody who's joining in. Get my housekeeping tips out the way real quick. Thank you all for joining in. Please just let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know any questions, any topics, anything. If you want to be on the show, we're going to drop the application link later on in the show in the comment section. And just vibe with us today. We got an amazing guest today. You say, Carl, you say that all the time. Yes, because that's all we have on our show is amazing guests. It's just what it is. We got somebody now that's on the show. And once I bring my lovely co-host on, we're going to introduce her. But she's doing amazing things out in the Baltimore area. Let's give it up for Be More, Be More, Be More. Yes, she's doing great things out there. She's going to come on and let us know. But I don't do this by myself. I got my amazing co-host, the one and only Charlene Brown. What's up, Charlene?
Facts. What's going on?
Yo, they looking for the hey. You come with facts this morning. Come on. There you go. There you go. Don't disrupt the flow.
Don't box me. Don't pigeonhole me. Don't put me in a box.
We got to give the people what they want. They looking for that. Yes, but Charlie, we got amazing guests on today, and I know we've had some amazing people during the course of this show, and we got amazing ones to come, even more coming up in 2022. But this young lady right here, I just happen to be on the scroll tip, and you know how I do. I'm always scrolling the network. I'm
Yeah.
always finding talent. Yeah, that's it. That's one of my unsung job. I'm a talent. I'm a talent finder. So I find talent. And I saw this lady, and I saw some of the stuff that she was doing, and it was near and dear to my heart. You know, anybody that live in the cities know
Mhm.
about this plight. You know, what I mean, very familiar. But we don't all know how to get involved. And now with these companies that's bringing up and claiming to be helping and claim to be doing things, you're
Yeah.
not really sure where your money and your resources is going. But when I saw some of the things this amazing lady was doing, I was taken aback, and I said we had to have her on the show. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring on the show. She got a smile that lights up the room, y'all. I was I was on the Zoom with her, and I mean that smile was just killer. She has a smile that just makes you feel so warm and welcome. But we're gonna bring her to the set. What's up, Shannon?
Hi, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing?
All right, all right. See that smile, guys? I told y'all. There it is. So
Thank
Shannon,
you.
look,
Yes.
we understand what you're doing, and yeah, we know what you're doing, and being
Mm.
the executive director of Homebound, I mean, in Baltimore, and the lovely things you're doing. But I'm gonna let you tell your story because we want to hear what you got going on. How did you become passionate about this? Because we all have our different passions, and we all try to see things that maybe we're better off in than others, and try to see
Yeah.
how we can help. You know, all the time a lot of times we think it. I don't think a lot of time people act on it, or a lot of
Right.
people prepare to act on it or get things, going in that way that you have. And how did this really come about for you? Is Shannon Epps? Tell us who you are first off, and then tell us how did this become one of your passions. Yeah,
Yes.
talk about it.
Yes. So I'm born and raised here in Baltimore, Maryland. For me, I've always been taught to give back. So it kind of started there. Like my mother said, she taught us that we were blessed. So, you have to bless others, things like you never know what's going to happen if you're going to be in somebody else's shoes as well. So she always told us like to give back. If you see somebody on the street, they're asking for something, just give them a couple dollars or things like that. So, I've always been I guess, in the mind state of helping somebody else. I'm actually a social worker by trade. So I kind of always been in that field of giving and helping. And, a couple years ago in 2015, when I started my organization, I was like, oh, I want to give back, but I actually wanted to build housing for the homeless and low income. So because I couldn't get the funding yet to start, I said, oh, let me just get out in the community and start, just giving back. So I started doing like pizza parties and clothing drives, which people love. Start giving away toy drives, things like that. And actually, at one of my toy drives, I had met one of my buddies, because we call them buddies, because we treat them like we want to be treated.
Right.
They're people. And at the end of the day, everybody wants to be loved and validated. That's who we all are. So at one of my clothing drives, I actually met a guy, and he was actually, it's funny, he was actually hanging out his clothing like on the railing. And I was like, oh, well, why are you doing that? He was like, well, it rained the night before, so it washed my clothing. So today I'm hanging it out to let it dry. So I had started to create, I had applied for this grant through Baltimore Core, and I had actually won a small grant to create a mobile laundry truck called Loads of Love. So still raising money for that, because it's a lot of money to build the truck. But that was like one of my biggest ideas that I wanted to do, and still, wanted to do. But at the end of the day, for me, I just love getting out there and helping, and talking to people. And, I have the nonprofit, but like the business stuff, that's cool. But just going out there, like recently, last Saturday, we actually went out, me and my organization, we went out to hand out tents and sleeping bags and hygiene kits, which we call blessing bags. And we handed out hats and gloves and things like that. So like that's fun to me, just to enjoy that and get out there and just speak with people. You listen to their stories, you listen to what they've gone through, and it helps me as a person, just to learn about what people need as well. So
Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
pretty cool.
Thank you.
I love that too, and definitely I think I think we all had that kind of growing up. I think that just went across all lines. I think our parents
Mhm.
kind of like, and I don't think there was really one ethnicity that really had that format. I've been learning as I've been talking to different ethnicities across
Mhm.
this platform that moms have kind of like been the forefront of saying, sharing, be
Yes.
kind, those kind of things. And when you see those kind of things, and you grew up in that, when you grow up, and I know growing up in it, too, it wasn't. It sort of becomes a part of life
Mhm.
when you
Mhm.
grow up in that, and a lot of people haven't, and a lot of people have been fortunate enough to that they've been on maybe suburbia, or they've been, in areas where they didn't see this on a day-to-day
Right.
basis, and it wouldn't affect them as much. I see a lot of things like save the dolphins, save the whales,
Mhm.
save the animals. You see a lot of these things, but I don't see, and I haven't seen for quite some time, where we really talk about the homeless and their plight,
Mhm.
and
Yes.
what we could do, because these people, and I've talked to a lot of them too, growing up in the city. It's not
Mhm.
that they say, okay, one day, yo, I'm just gonna go sleep on the streets. I mean,
Right.
that's not, that's not them. And a lot of times I've talked to some, and I've met a guy on the street. This guy was an attorney. He lost a case, and in that case, he lost his marriage, he lost his house,
Mhm.
and everything spiraled. And the next thing you know, he was living in the shelter. And we
Mhm.
talking about somebody that's educated, prominent, and, and he went from just one day, and that
Mhm.
had me to thinking that in the snip of I mean, we're just one day away from our lives being changed drastically. I
Yeah.
mean, we have things, we have possessions, we have these kinds of things, but I mean, an accident, you won't be able to walk anymore. I mean, it's a whole lot paraplegic. It's a whole lot of things that can happen to you in a split second that will change your life. How has this really changed your life, being able to do this and see people lives being transformed with what you're bringing?
Mhm. Yeah, it's funny. I would say, has it changed my life? But in a way, it hasn't, because I've been doing it. I think it's changed in the sense of, because now it's more formal. I have, a 501(c)(3), and I've went that way, but I've always been giving. I actually was that little kid who was, advocating for people in the lunchroom. That was me. So it was always there to give back and to help somebody in need. And just with little things, somebody at the market, an older person, let me help them get something off the shelf. That's always been in me, to help and give to others. So it's not like anything has changed. It's like, okay, this is what I do. That's who I am as a person and who God has made me as a person. But like just with the business sense, because I don't have a business background, so I had to learn, how to file paperwork and things like that, and to present and pitch and present to funders to get money. So all of that has changed. But me, I'm still the same, and I'm always going to be the same, and I'm always going to be that person to, lend a helping hand. So, I guess it's you. Even with speaking with you, it's like more attention to it because I'm somewhat an introvert, and I'm like quiet in the corner, and I just do things. So now it has given me more attention, and people like, oh yeah, I know her, or we want to talk to her. So that kind of stuff. So it has kind of broke me out of my shell as well. So.
And especially because you're mentioning that being an introvert can seem like you're not always out there in the forefront
Right.
talking, but have you really used the ability to start networking and learning how to really network and use your connections to really help um, push your passion forward for helping the homeless?
Right. It has been a process, and it still is a process for me to network. I had to learn how to network and learn how to talk to people. I mean, it's easy to talk to somebody when it's just talking about anything, but when I feel like, oh, I've got to put my business hat on and, do this and say this is the right thing, but just being myself. And the right people, I feel like the right people always come to you, the right opportunities, what's made for you is made for you, things like that. So when it comes in my path, then I know it's for me, or I'm supposed to know this person, or we're supposed to interact. And I kind of feel like that's how I live life, and I know things are going to happen. I'm not trying to rush things. Like I said, I started in 2015 and we've served over 800 people so far. And, it's a blessing to do that. I know a lot of people haven't been able to get that. So, just meeting people and just learning and connecting. And I'm learning, and when I meet new people, I want to learn what they do and how we can help each other. I'm always going to be in the mind frame of helping somebody else as well. So like, how can we do this together? How can we collaborate? So.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yes. So you got with helping people and doing what you do. You say you put on your hat.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have help with you, kind of like with Homebound, or do
Mm-hmm.
you got a team that kind of like helps you out with these? And how does that work? Like how does that work with Homebound? Are you like going to the community? You get specific ones. You get their laundry from and do their laundry or those kind of things. How that kind of work? What's a day like
What's a typical
with
day?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
how I
the
guess I was
day.
getting around it. Yeah, I say
You
all that
see,
to say
he
this.
a writer.
What's a
He
day
likes
like?
to tell you the whole thing, child.
Yeah.
What's a typical day like?
Interviewer. Yeah, so
Uh,
for me, because I still work full time, so it's like
okay.
Monday through Friday I'm doing work, and then like in evenings I'm doing the business stuff. But like on the weekends we usually get out and get back to the community. We plan events ahead of time, so it's I have my board of directors, I have my volunteers. I also collaborate with other organizations, and we get out and help. But pretty much, we just get all the stuff. We load up our trucks, get things out of storage. I have tents and sleeping bags, and I just recently made 600 hygiene kits. So,
Mm.
um, just packing them up, putting them in the car, and we just go out. And it's so funny because when I started, like with my friend Bree, she has an organization, and when we started, we just was like, "Hey, you want to go out? All right, let's get some donuts, let's get some snacks, and we just going right out." And thing is now I have to like plan everything in advance because I have other people. So it's like, oh, we have to do it on this day at this time, but we just go out and we give out our stuff and we go out and talk. So it's just, and it's funny because it's quick, people like things go quick, but we spend time at the event talking to people and, seeing what they need, because that's one of the things I've realized. I can't assume what people need, that's a big assumption. Like, oh, you need this, you need that. But like one of the most things that people need is socks. You may not think that, but socks, gloves, things like that. So just talking to people, listening to people. We haven't got the mobile laundry truck up and running yet. So I'm still raising money for that. That's like a $75,000 project.
Let's get this
But
Mm.
truck.
still,
Let's get this truck.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot. But while I'm still doing that, I'm still planning, I'm still trying to do events. One of my biggest things, I still want to provide housing. So I'm in the planning stages of trying to research and how we can create single family homes for those of low income and things like that. So that's still, that's my ultimate goal, is to develop and provide housing for those who are low income, who are homeless as well. So that's my heart. That's why it's called Homebound, because we're
Right.
helping you on the way to getting a home. Um, so yeah, we just get out there and do it, and that's just who I am. I just, I go, the planning thing is like, oh yeah, we got to do that. But like, we just pack up the trucks and go, and it's kind of like when you get there, you'll have something in mind, but you're like, oh no, it's, it goes this way, it goes that way, or this person needs this, and, things like that. So, and the people, they recognize us down there, in the community. So it's like, oh, hey, how you doing? And we hugging everybody. COVID kind of made things difficult because you
Mhm.
can't hug and you can't get close to people, but like that's who we are, so it's just fun. It's just, we love to do it, and the thing is about my board of directors and my volunteers is everybody has full-time jobs, but this is something that we love. It's like you have to have the passion to get out there and do it, so that's what it's our heart, that's something we love to do genuinely.
Love. Yes, because and that's I think that's ultimately what really makes you keep going. Because there's
Right.
going to be tough times. There's going to be people
Yes.
who don't want to give you anything.
Mhm.
How did you guys really push forward through the pandemic? Because I know we're still going through a lot,
Yes.
because of it. But how did that affect you?
Yes. It affected us a great deal because, we interact with people a lot and we have to give things out. So, we took a break off to just try to assess, what's the next steps. But then we had our masks, we had our gloves, we had our shields and gloves and everything, and just prayed and just got out there, and we did social distancing, and put things in areas people can go and get.
Mhm.
But you just pray to God and be like, all right, make sure I'm okay. I'm doing something for you. So,
Yeah.
just protect us. But at the end of the day, you just get out there and you just go. A lot of times you just can't hide behind certain things. You just put things in place, and
Mhm.
what happens is what happens. So,
Yeah, you said something that was really profound to me, and I know a lot of times people not sure how to get involved, but like you just said, you just grab some snacks and just say you was
yeah,
gonna go do it. And I think a lot
yeah,
of times when you look at it now, it's on a level of planning, preparation, trying to get the resources and the
Right.
people, putting together schedules, calendars, those kind of
mhm,
things. And a lot of time, those kind of things, they are helpful, they are needed, and
yeah,
they're what you need. But a lot of times, they come in the way of people actually getting involved as well. Because when
mhm,
you say that, the spare of the moment thing, sometimes
right.
is what it used to be. I remember my grandma used to cook
Mhm,
food and just be like,
Mhm.
we just going and take it down here, and be like, I never knew the family or whatever family it
mhm,
was, but she just like cook a whole meal, and then we just carried across the city of Chicago. I'm like, well, where is we going? Like, we never knew how she even knew about these people. Like, she's
right.
like, boy, you gonna help me carry these groceries up, and we go to the grocery store and do all this
Mhm,
shopping. And I was like, and I'm
Mhm.
thinking we going back to the house, and we end up we'll go to somebody else's house. Somebody at church she had
mhm,
found out was like struggling, or
mhm,
didn't had maybe 5, 6 kids, couldn't really, or they never had enough. And so we kind of grew up with that in mind. I used to get angry sometimes. My next door neighbor seemed like she never had sugar or milk, and she was always at our house. And like we grew up like we was cereal kids, so like milk was like,
mhm.
I was like, come on, why you getting away the milk? And she used to always be like, boy, you get some more cereal.
Right.
She's like, eat your cereal with water. She's like, these
Mhm.
people need some milk. So we kind of got it in that early stages of how can people really get out and want to do things if it's not so much of, because I mean everybody don't have the money,
Right.
everybody don't have the resources to help, but like some
Mhm.
people want to do something. I mean something.
Mhm.
What are some of the things that you recommend that people could do even in their own locations, even if if you're in a suburb, how you get down the city,
Right.
because you guys did something like maybe you wouldn't advise people like you guys just go out and go down the homeless, like you took
Right. Right.
equipment, You talking about dangerous, like the homeless. Some may have mental health. But, I mean, we have to take in consideration that those things exist
Absolutely.
down there. So how do you? I mean, beside God being the guide, how do you kind
Mhm.
of say, okay, let's see if we can get let's go in twos. How you kind of like prepare that when you
Right.
guys go out?
Right. So I would recommend, if someone who's new, who doesn't, they don't want, don't have the ability to donate, like with goods or money, to connect with people like on social media, to find organizations that are giving back, to see, if you can volunteer, call them up, see if you can volunteer with that. You can go to a church, see if they need, assistance with volunteering, things like that. Yeah, social media is a great platform because a lot of people are, posting things like, oh, we're doing this week, if you want to volunteer, contact us. To reach out that way, I would do it that way. For us, we're still, we've kind of build a rapport with people, so we're, it's a little bit easier for us to do that. But yeah, just get out and volunteer, but connect with the right sources, research, see who has the right heart. And because, a lot of times everybody doesn't have the right heart, or so I would say, research it. If it aligns with your values, go for it, check it out. To do it that way, I would advise people to do so, and just to see whatever's comfortable for you. Because sometimes you go to an event or you volunteer an event and you're like, oh, I probably wouldn't volunteer here again, but at the end of the day, you have to realize it's not about you, and I've
Yes.
been to events and I was like, oh, I don't know how, I didn't like how this production was put on, but, it's because it's not, for me, it doesn't align with my values, and that's okay. I learn for next time, and I'll look for another organization that, really appreciates and, values what they do. So, just looking and trying to find what suits you. you know.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. Do you kind of go out and
Mhm.
like solicit help,
Mhm.
or do you kind of like have plans for that? Not necessarily plans,
Mhm.
but you kind of go out and let people know what you're doing. I know what you're saying. You've been an introvert. That could be
Mhm.
hard sometimes, but like I say,
Yeah.
being an introvert is situational.
Wow.
So I mean, when you got a passion or you got a desire, the introvert pretty much
Yeah.
reverts to extrovert because you want people to know what you're doing and
Yeah.
what you're trying to accomplish. So do you like go out and say like, hey, I'm doing this and I need your help, or you to hit the community because I love hitting the community. I'll tell you right
Yeah.
off the bat, I love hitting the community. You know why I love hitting the community? Because the
Yeah.
community takes from you. And when I
Yeah.
say take, I don't mean in a bad thing. I just mean
Mhm.
in the essence of what's going on around the community, the stores, those kind of things. I'm grocery shopping in your places all the time. I'm buying products. I'm at your restaurants, those kind of things. So when I got stuff going on, especially church related, when I got church related stuff
Mhm.
going on or fundraisers, I go hit the stores, the restaurant that I've been spending my money at, and I'll be like, look,
Right.
my church doing this. I'm in here every Friday getting my wings and pizza for the kids
Mhm.
because this is what we do on a Friday.
Right.
So I need your help. And so is that the kind of thing you do when you going out and say, like this truck, man? I'm excited about this truck, and
Thank you.
I'm gonna get the information about it
Mhm.
totally. I'm gonna put a post out, put it all over my
Yeah.
social media because
Thank you.
I think it's very important, and I think we need to get and dive into some of these values that the pandemic has brought back to our forefront. Just caring about people. I think we've kind of
Mhm.
lost that along the way, us as individuals, and I think that we need to get back to that kind of thing. So
Absolutely.
you go out, like, what's your plan? What's your plan? What you do?
Yeah, it's so crazy because now I'm learning that I have to plan and ask people for help. I have not been able. I'm the type of person like, okay, I'll do it myself, So this whole process is like, oh no, you got to ask people for help. Oh no, you have to recruit volunteers. So, I finally have a board, and I finally have, volunteers in place. So you know, I'm the type of person is like word of mouth. So like, oh, you want to join? You can, So now I'm trying to put things in place better to be like, okay, this is a way you can join, or things like that. But like, I've had my few volunteers, and we just we just been going out. But yeah, I mean, people can contact me if they want to, volunteer, if they want to donate.
Mhm.
They can, go through homeboundbaltimore.com. Also, Facebook and Instagram, people, contact me that way. So I'm accessible, but for me, I'm learning that I need to reach out for more, So that's a process, just being an introvert and just, trying to figure it out everything myself. And I realized I don't have to figure out everything myself and I can rely on people. That was one of the things I had to learn through this whole process. Like it's okay, to ask for help and to lean on other people as well. So yeah.
Exactly. Now, and I know you were talking about social media and reaching out, but are you are you creating content and videos or are you doing lives where you're actually jumping out and saying, "Hey, this is what
Mhm.
we're doing," or you're at an event and saying, this is how we roll," and then say, "Support us." like
No, I need to though. I am like terrible with social media, and then I'll be like, "Oh, I have to post something. What do I say? I don't want to say the wrong
Mhm.
thing."
Right.
But I'm learning I need to just to get the word out there. Like I'm saying, I'm kind of what they say old school. I'm word of mouth and like, "Oh, did you hear about so and so and so?" So we getting on the phone saying things. But so I'm learning, even though I'm the generation of social media, I have to learn like to put myself out there because I'm like, oh, I don't want to say anything wrong or do
Yeah.
anything wrong. But I'm learning to do that. So yeah, that is a process. But like if anybody wants to call me or talk to me, it's easier, and like I'm good in person, but like, oh, social media and all this stuff.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, it's a process for me. And now I have a team that actually can do it for me. So it won't be such intimidating for me. So
Yeah, girl, use that
Yeah,
team.
gotta get
Use
out
the
there.
team.
Use the peoples.
Use the team to do the videos, and then hop on for like 2 seconds with them and be like,
Yeah,
"Hey,"
dude.
and
I
then
mean, make a Puff Daddy appearance. You know what I
it's like
mean?
a production for me to like even do a video. I'm like, wait a minute, I mean, take 5. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. So
Oh man, get that puffy jump in the video, hop in there, hop back out. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Be
take
all
that.
but
in the
definitely,
video.
if you focus on the passion that you have, your
Yes,
purpose for it,
absolutely.
the
Yeah.
reasons behind why you're doing it, a lot of that goes away. A
Okay.
lot of that goes away.
Okay.
Yes, it does, and it comes with finding out. I think both of us are, even though I'm okay with speaking. Like I said, I don't consider myself either
Mm-hmm.
introvert or extrovert, but I'm okay with speaking, and I've always done that in a platform of interaction with people, actually
Mm-hmm.
talking to bodies face to face, and
Right.
I got a pretty good knack with that. But the pandemic kind of forced us to operate beyond that realm, and if
Right.
we're going to get those same things done, when I have
Mm-hmm.
to use social media. I didn't really have none of the social media. I mean, I had those accounts, but I used none of them. I mean, when they came out, like everybody else, I created an account and then
Right.
kind of fell off. I was like, I'm not
Right.
dealing with that. And then Instagram, really, like, I love Instagram now, but when I first got Instagram, kind of like, yo, everybody and their mom is just taking pictures of food and telling people where they at. I'm like, what is
Man,
this? I'm like, it's nothing
man.
to me. But then when I got on, once I got a business and a lot of people told me, you need to get that out, whatever. Then
Yeah.
my mind started changing, and in the midst of it became fun and not a chore. Because I
Oh,
think social media to some of us, especially old school thinkers, it's like really,
yeah.
really, like really, you gotta let people know
Right.
you
Right.
downtown eating on a rooftop with. You got to take a picture. Like to me, it was a lot of like nonsense. Like it's so much more you
Yeah.
can do with time. But
Yeah.
I found myself to be taking pictures of where I'm at now
Mhm.
and doing those kind of things. So it's not a hypocritical thing. It's just that you're getting to understand the importance of that. And then when you flip that with something that you're really trying to get accomplished and the things that you're trying to do, social media is a big help. It
Right.
really is. I mean, when you weed out all the nonsense that goes on in there, man,
Mhm.
people see you that you don't know who will see you. You have
Mhm.
no idea,
Right.
and you won't come in. Because a lot of times, those people that I've come in contact with over social media or this platform, I would have never met them. First and foremost, because of where they was, I had no
Right.
intention of going where they were.
Come on
So
now.
I know I wouldn't have met them. Like, we was on here yesterday with somebody from Sweden. Like, I
Wow.
didn't have no Sweden plans, but the lady that Jenny Tilger, who we had on, she's from Sweden, and
Right.
we're going places and we're doing things with people that we never had no idea. So with what you're doing and the establishment of what you're doing, I'm on this food truck here. I mean, not food, but laundry truck.
The laundry
Like,
truck. You see, look at you
I'm,
slipping.
I'm thinking about my breakfast, right? Yeah, I'm on this laundry truck here.
Thank
Because
you.
I love taking photos. I've
Mhm.
always loved taking photos, even from the
Mhm.
time when you had to I have them in a box,
Polaroids.
Polaroid.
Polaroids, where you had to and you don't forget the instant. You were taking it,
Oh,
and then you had to take that little case and hand it in and tell them,
yeah,
okay,
put that to
here's my case.
Walgreens and go get your pictures and stuff.
Man, so taking photos and just capturing everything around me, I've always done that.
Right.
But then to do it for approval of other people, I was like,
Right.
I was like, these are my photos. Like,
Right.
but a lot of times we also got to get past that and
Yeah.
start to understand what do we share, because then there's that whole thing of oversharing too. Like people just do too much. Like I don't need to know all that. But the balance, that's where when you start to get used to it and start doing it, even if it's little by little, then you start to realize, okay, I can do this much. I'm comfortable here. And then maybe next time I'm going to push myself a little bit more. And okay, this is my comfort zone. This all I'm going to do. And then cut it off. Because and also with social media, for me, I always keep in mind that whatever I put on there, there's that little thing that we all like to ignore. It's called terms of use. And we kind of give away the rights to some of what we're creating. Right. So I try to be mindful of that. So if I'm going to share it, I'm going to be okay to share this, and then it's not mine anymore, in a sense. You know what I mean? So it's that I also try to be a part of when I do that.
Yeah, it's important. My man Jeremy said he liked taking photos. I was not. Um, I don't think, and I don't know what generation wise. I don't even think that comes into play. But I think I wasn't a photogenic guy. Like I didn't want to take. I didn't want to take pictures, and like it had come to my. It kind of like came to my notice when my mom was looking for some pictures of us to put together this little thing for her anniversary, and she couldn't find a lot of pictures of me. And I was kind of bummed out by that because, like, my brothers, I don't know, I guess my brother and sister, like, she had a bunch of pictures of them and she was putting pictures together for the little portfolio and whatever. And I think she had like my army picture. She had a couple pictures I sent for her while I was in Germany. Like, she had spot pictures with like years differences in between. And like my younger brother and sister, I saw she had a bunch of pictures of them. So I used to tease her, like, oh, you ain't like me as a kid. You didn't take a lot of pictures. And she used to tell me that I didn't like taking pictures. She said I didn't in school when you took the school pictures.
Right.
She said I never wanted to take pictures. I don't know. I must have had that most wanted thing going on at an early age. I didn't want to be photographed, but I think taking pictures and being that now I enjoy it. It's and I think even so with social media, once you come out of that, and Charlene hits a good point. I can say that because my Instagram account got hacked and like I felt straight violated because I had pictures and things on there that was like, and then somebody would send me something talking about I give them back to you if you pay this and pay that. And I'm like, yo, I ain't no Kardashian. I don't even, I'm not famous. Why you want to try to ransom my stuff? You know what I mean? But I was kind of hurt by that, on the sensitive level because I was like, wow, you put your stuff out here, you put it to share with people and you can enjoy it. And there was all those clauses that it may happen, it may not. But I think your cause is such that outweighs the risk, so to speak, with you saying, hey, because this is for something greater. And I think we're doing that greater. I think you ought to go on and pop out with that. Charlene's an expert at that. She's doing videos now.
But you can help me.
Yeah, she's puffy. All the videos. You gonna be there. So
we got
give us where we can reach here from you, Shannon. It's like the halfway point. We want everybody that's joining in. We thank everybody that's joining in. For everybody that's joining in, dropping down, Gabe, down, Beth, thank you guys for showing up. But tell us where we can go and tell us how we can make donations to you. Like make donations. I know you got the website and it may be on there, but I want to put it specifically for these guys for how they can donate, how you guys can help out for these causes. Because I see people on LinkedIn all the time with their causes. And I'm one that your cause is good and your cause is meaningful. I try to support and try to help. And you're no different than that. So I want to make sure that we put that out there for you. So
thank you. Yes, you can donate at the website, homeboundbaltimore.com. There's a link there where you can donate. If you're local, if you want to volunteer, you can send me a message on LinkedIn as well. You can also reach me at Homebound Baltimore on Facebook and Instagram and send me a message there. But yeah, I'm around. I'm local, so you can always connect with me. So like I was saying, like the social media thing, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in person. Like those kinds of things. I don't mind talking to you, like, oh yeah, da, 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 So
Mm-hmm.
the social media is
Mm.
something to learn, and I'm in process. So yes, even though you may not see as much activity on there, I'm there.
Okay,
Scratching
okay.
my phone.
We gonna get some activity on there. We gotta
We
get.
gonna move you from
Yeah.
lurker to active
Yes, we're gonna have to
contributor.
get that smile is gonna bring that.
This
That smile is
this
gonna
has
bring about.
inspired me. Y'all have inspired me. I'm gonna
That's
do
what I'm
better.
talking about.
So,
That's what I'm
but
talking
yes.
And don't forget, you can pre-record something and still
about. Yeah.
post it. It
Okay.
counts. It
I'll
counts.
do that. I'll do that
Okay.
because then I can do 57 takes and say, "Oh, that
Yeah,
wasn't right.
sometimes
My
it take a
eyes were
bunch of
Well,
closed."
takes. Yeah,
practice, but
all right,
then
you know what I
mix
mean?
it up. Mix it up. If
Right.
you
Put
need us to
yourself in the
come back
mirror,
again,
you know what I mean? Yeah,
yes.
we can do. We always do part twos. We love part twos, so we a
Okay.
part two show. We put everybody on part two notice. So
Yeah.
we'll definitely get that done. I like this what Beth put up there. She said that
Mhm.
the blessing bags are amazing. She said she's seen them on your website.
Mhm.
Yes, guys, go to the website homebound.com. Check it out. See what's
Mhm.
going on. She asked a question that I thought that flew by me and I thought was very important. What
Mhm.
inspired you to start that specific project for hygiene for the homeless?
Yeah. So, and that was Beth. I like Beth. Hi, Beth.
Yes, Beth is
I
my
like
yeah. Beth, we got to get you on too.
Yes.
Beth is one that does a lot in the background. I
Yes.
mean, she is a lovely,
She's
lovely, lovely
amazing.
lady. And I met
Yeah.
her early on. She's been supporting me like nonstop ever since I came
Yeah.
out into these LinkedIn streets. She's been
Yeah.
supporting and she is always there. I've been trying to get on my shows for the longest. Beth loves the background. She does not like to be out there. But I'm gonna get you on, Beth. I'm working on it. We're gonna work on, I'm persistent. I'm persistent. So
Yeah.
what made you start that? What makes you start that specific project, Shannon?
Yeah. Yeah. So the blessing bags, just basically it's actually a public health issue. Because cleanliness, when you're clean, you don't a lot of people don't spread germs and like diseases and things like that. So just even giving people, so for the blessing bags, we have like a toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, mouthwash, things like that, just to help, just something to keep somebody together and clean. And, for ladies, we have, like hygiene items, pads, and things like that, because a lot of times they don't get them. If you're on the street, you don't have a lot of them as well. So we just wanted, just a little token to help you keep yourself together if possible, because I know it's I don't know it's hard on the street, but from what I'm hearing, it is hard on the street, and a lot of people, and there's one thing people like, oh, won't you just go to a shelter? The thing about shelters, a lot of people don't feel safe in shelters, it's not clean in shelters. So that's not just the 100% safe, the idea that some people may think is a good idea, but and shelters are overcrowded and they've been pushing people out because of COVID. So things like that. So just to, just as a token to help you, keep clean if you can, just something, I feel like even if it's something small, it makes a big difference, and that's what we try to do with Homebound, just anything, something small. And people are so grateful for things, and it's just like we don't do it for clout, we don't do it to be recognized. So that's what, like, the social media thing too. It's like, oh, I have to post and do this, but like when I'm in the moment, I'm in the moment. You can't kind of take that away from me. I'm moving and shaking. So just giving back, just helping people is like just the main thing that we strive to do. So
I think what I would like to see is a videographer or photographer donate some time
okay.
to capture
Yes.
you while you focus on your mission. So I'm gonna
Okay.
put that call out there.
Yeah, I put.
Photographers,
Yeah, I put.
videographers, hello y'all. We know y'all out here. We know y'all lurking too. Go and help her create this magic. Thank you.
Yeah, we gonna put that out there. I'm gonna go down and to make a post in the community. See, that's the great thing about now I'm finding out about social media. In essence,
Mhm.
says the call can go out for help, and you
Mhm.
will have some people, especially on this platform, LinkedIn platform. I can't say for sure.
Yeah.
I still have not got a total complete trust with Instagram. Facebook
Mhm.
is further along that plateau than
Yeah.
that, but I definitely know that out of all the platforms I've ever been on and all the ones that I engage on continuously, LinkedIn has never failed me yet on that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even if I put out trash, they've been supportive. Like, and I don't put out trash, but
Yeah.
just a frame of speaking. Like
Right.
they've been supportive, and like even if someone had something to the negative to say or something to correct you on, like I've gotten
Mhm.
DMs to say, that would have been better like this, or
Mhm.
frame it like that. And it's
Right.
not an outward criticism or where people gang up on you, but the support
Mhm.
is like it's really great, and they're really gracious on
Mhm.
on here. So we got to get put that out there where we get some
Yeah.
photographer out there, somebody out there in the Baltimore streets. I'm gonna have to get on here and do a Google search.
Yeah.
I mean, a search on LinkedIn and see who in them
Mhm.
Baltimore streets taking pictures. Because I want y'all to come behind Shannon and Homebound and catch some of these snapshots of her doing, because she ain't in the selfie work, y'all.
Right now.
She's
No.
not in the
Go.
selfie work. She in the moment. So we got to get somebody in the moment out there.
I
You might get
know.
a Pulitzer Prize. You know what I mean? You might win catch one of them. Your picture might be on the cover of Time
Right.
magazine or something. You know what I mean? Got to dream big. I'm serious. You got to catch that moment, catch that
I
face. It's
know.
all about them expressions. Catch that one little teardrop coming down from somebody's
No, you
face.
didn't say the teardrop.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, I got it. My imagination, my thing just roll
Yeah.
up here. My scroll up here. So we gotta definitely get that out to you. And yes, Gabe said he supports all of my trash content. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Gabe. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Yeah. So with what do you got? What are some of the things you got coming up, Shannon, that people can get involved with? I know that you got the truck that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And what are some of the things that people could get to you? I know you saying socks. I saw a commercial the other day, the Bomba. I think it
Mhm.
was Bomba socks, and
Mhm.
and and I really never paid attention to that commercial, but just sometimes commercials just kind of tone you in on that day. And
Mhm.
I looked at it, and it said that they've given away over 2 million socks, like for people.
Mhm.
And I'm like, wow, 2 million socks. And you look at that, and you say, like, I got socks a couple of weeks ago. I threw out a bunch of socks, not
Mhm.
even because I don't wear them. Like, and it
Mhm.
didn't cross my mind to like somebody need those socks. Like
Mhm.
somebody don't have those socks. So what are some of the things that you got where people can go, like maybe drop stuff off or kind of like, send stuff to you or like shift stuff to you, that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. So, if you don't want to donate, like by the website, because that's for, excuse me, like monetary donations, you can send me a message and we can arrange something. People have sent something to me, like through Amazon, if they want to gift things like that. I have a Amazon, I guess, gift profile or something I can send out as well. Just, if people want to send things like that, we
Yes.
can do it that way. Like I said, if you're local, we can arrange something. Just let me know what you want to do. My thing is, I never try to tell people like, oh, this is this and this, but like just to ask you, like, how would you want to donate? This is what we've done in the past. Do you want to do something like this? Do you have ideas? Because I'm always open to new ideas. Everything I have, you may think of something differently. So I'm always open to working with somebody and, getting new ideas. So, I'm never trying to be like one track mind because I learn from everybody. I've learned from y'all, social media, so like every experience, every person that I meet in life, I'm supposed to learn something from them or from that. So, I'm always open to, just working and collaborating and being open. So,
We got
Yeah,
to do
I see some collaborations with other organizations coming through for
Yes.
real because
yeah.
I think that helps too. That not only elevates
Mhm.
the voice of your organization and theirs, but it
Mhm.
brings resources together. So you're not
Absolutely.
doing the same work in different spaces. You guys can just come
Right.
together and knock it out together.
Right, right.
And
And it's not
that's
about us. At the end of the day,
right.
it's
Hmm.
not about us. So
Right. And I love those collabs because they're really. I think that's really the focus now. What people are really trying to do because we're really getting the understanding that there's stricter numbers, and
yeah.
with us moving together and us moving as one, and us moving as a unit,
Mhm.
and just pooling our resources. These are the kind of things that's really going to effectively getting things done. Yes, you could go out midnight hours, after work,
Mhm.
and a couple of y'all, and get in the car, pile it up, go to Sam's or Sam's Club, whatever, get,
Mhm.
the bulk of snacks. That's on a level of yes, you could do that. But man, when you got someone like Amazon, or you got someone
Yeah.
like Apple, or you got these corporations standing beside you, or helping you to push that out, then you got people that's on the level, and people love to get their name. I don't care what it is. Let me put this out disclaimer. People love to hear their name.
I
I'm gonna just say that.
know.
Companies love to hear their name.
Yeah.
So if you're a company out there, you know what I'm saying, and you're watching this live, or you're going to check out, or you got someone that's working in your office that wanna see these kinds of things done. Companies love to hear their name, man. Apple would love that, Apple on the front page. Look what Apple did to help Homebound. You know what I mean? They will eat that up. So, and it's something that they don't care about, because, truth be told, everything when you're rich is written off. Such a shame. Such a shame. I'll give y'all that financial class later on. But everything you is, so they love to say they donated, right?
Right.
Tax
Yeah.
write-offs are wonderful for rich people. So they
Yeah.
don't mind doing that. So you guys get involved. I mean, Beth is just killing it out there. Beth done went to your site. Beth got all this stuff up. Thanks, Beth. Beth, you doing my
Yeah.
job. Beth, you're gonna be another co-host. We're gonna put you on here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here.
get you on here too. She said you guys got counseling, mentorship. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
just wanted to let y'all know. I was gonna get to that, Beth, but thank you, Beth. I appreciate it. Beth, you can be my VA. You can be my VA. I love that. I
Wow.
love
Look
that.
at you. Look at you.
I'm always collabing. Always collabing. That's my middle
Oh my
name.
God.
My
It's too
middle name.
funny.
Salt collab. It depends on what it is. But yeah, you do a counseling, mentorship, job placement, housing rental info, all of this kind of stuff that you share with the community. So it's not just you just dropping some hygiene bags and keeping it moving. Like
Right.
you're really being in there in the community, and you're really doing that things. Beth got another one for you. Beth, I'm letting you take over the show, Beth. This is your show. She say you
Just
got
send her
anything
a
she
mic.
like to.
Send Beth
Yeah,
a
I'm
mic.
seeing your mic. I'm gonna give you
Yeah.
my mic, Beth. Say,
Yeah.
she said you got anything going on for the holidays, with your organization for the homeless? What you got going on for the holidays coming up?
Yeah, so we're actually gonna do we like to do like adopt a family. So usually like we'll find a family, we'll search out to find a family to like donate like gift cards or food. We've done that in the past, like a basket, to help a family in need. So we'll be doing that this for this season as well. And it's like starting in January, we're going back out in the community to give out like hot goods and things like that. And we're also going to be working on like collecting coats and socks and gloves like that. So if anybody wants to donate, let me know. If you want to volunteer, just let me know what you want to do. You let me know. But yeah, that's what we're going to be working on and planning the events for next year as well. So yeah, it's a never stop. It's a grind, and working and doing it. I'm tired, but it's cool. I love to do that. So
Well,
yeah.
it pays out, and it's just it's like the topic of the show. Where I saw this topic, and I thought about the introvert part, but I like how Charlene begged. She switched that and did that topic for me, allowing
Yeah.
your compassion to drive innovation, because this is a prime example of your compassion for doing something has brought you from the place of just watching and standing on the sidelines to actually being involved and see how innovative ways you can. I don't know if I would ever came up with a laundry truck. I don't know. To me, that's just amazing how
Yeah.
you can think of something like that and then put it to the level of helping. Because I can see Tide right now. Like Tide, if you're out there, though, this is an opportune time for you to put them little packets, get them off the TV,
Yeah.
put them little packets, give them to people so
Yeah.
we can actually see the proof, of that. And what's that? Put your Amazon. Look, I'm telling
Okay.
you, Beth is
Yeah,
smart.
share your Amazon with us
Thank
and we can
Amazon
post
with
it.
us. Let me type it up. Let me get to.
Okay. Oh, I gotta go back and look for it. So I'll
That's
post
okay.
the
We make
app
sure we
again
post it up,
because
because
I
Beth ain't
haven't
gonna let
used
it
it
go
in
now.
so
Beth is on the
long.
Yeah, she
mission.
ain't trying to hear that.
I'm fair. Yeah, but I'll send it to you.
But is it also on your site?
No, actually, it isn't. I just put on the
Girl,
donate. I know,
you need a
because I haven't used it in
you
so
need
long.
a consultation, girl.
Like
What
Yes,
you listen? What
girlfriend.
you listen
I
on
know,
your site?
but
Like
that's
we
what I'm
tell other people,
saying.
stay
I'm
on
so
after the
used
show,
to
girlfriend.
it.
Stay on after this.
Yeah, you're not leaving yet. You're not leaving
I
yet.
know. Everything I had to learn on my own. There was nobody to teach me. Like I had mentors, but everything I had to learn. I had to learn it myself. I had to build my own website. In the beginning stage, I had to build a own website. Had to get a business account. Had to do this. Had to do that. So like everything I learned, I kind of learned it on my own, researching and doing things like that. So like, and when I started Homebound, everything came out of my pocket. So like I was saying, I was so used to like, okay, I got this. I'm gonna go, whatever I can afford, I can afford. And I got, I went out and got what I could, so now with donations coming in and everything's tax exempt and, funders are donating, it is a whole nother thing. Something else I had to learn, so still in the process of learning all that stuff. But like at the end of the day, I'm like, all right, well, what I got in my pocket? I'm gonna go to the store, so yes, I am evolving and changing and learning and doing this and doing that. So like bear with me.
Well, you got
Yes,
a
we
Mr.
got, we
Vocal
got,
on your side, so if you
I'm
need
willing
help,
to
you got
learn and
yeah,
figure
you
stuff
got help.
out. And
We,
so that's why I
we
said
get
like
help.
I'm transparent. I try to be as transparent as I can. Like if I don't know this, I don't know it, but teach me. I'm willing to learn so I can be better or I can help somebody else be better, So,
okay.
That's what
whatever
I'm
you
talking about. That's what
I'm
I'm talking about.
I'm open to the knowledge and information.
Yes, we get it. I got my notebook over here. I'm taking notes, so we're gonna work on some things.
Yes, please,
Beth
please.
said,
I'm open.
In the works. We got some things in the works. You got
yeah, we got
another
some
question?
stuff in the way. We gotta
Yeah.
make you. We get you. We gonna get you something going. We got Charlene over there.
Yes,
She's a
thank
tech
you.
genius. There, I got the ideas. She put them on the paper.
I
Well, she put
appreciate
them to websites, and we
I
get
take
it
his
out there.
books and cut them down.
Yeah. She chop them down and give me the one word answers. You know what I mean?
it.
And the amazing thing about that is I'm supposed to be working on that. I had a professor
Mhm.
tell me that doing in school, and he's like, I love your answers, Coffee. He's like, the judges in the courtrooms, they're not gonna really like stand there and wait for you to go through your. So I had one of my professors give me a book called Plain English for Lawyers, saying
Boom.
more, saying less.
Mhm.
Saying less, meaning more, saying less, or something like
Mhm.
that. Yeah, it's a good book. I'm continuing to read. I'm almost done with it actually. I haven't put any to practice none of it yet, but I'm working on it.
Mhm.
I'm working on it. But Beth said, "Who inspired you in your life to be such an incredible giver?"
Yeah.
Yes, Beth, my mother did. She's always inspired me to just give back and help other people. Anybody, because she's that type of person. So she grew up that way and she instilled that in me to just help people give, to others and even helping family members or families and friends. You need this, being a good host, things like that. So she instilled that in me. So it's just like, I give that back to the world, and hopefully I make her proud. She
Yes,
says that I make her
absolutely.
proud, and my parents say that.
Actually, you
So,
do.
I
Yeah.
owe it all to them for giving me, the tools, the knowledge, and just the heart. Without them, I wouldn't be me. To help people, and they say they're proud of me. So I know that means a lot to me personally out of everything. So,
Yeah, making mama
Mhm.
proud is
Yeah.
definitely the key. I think to all of us. I don't think
Mhm.
there's too many out there that doesn't want to make their parents proud. They always say, "Mom," I'll tell you, daddies don't get no love.
Oh,
I don't
stop.
hear
I
anybody
love my
talk about
daddy. Yeah, he
Thank
gets
you.
okay.
Daddies get
all
love.
that too.
I don't hear anything about. I look on sports. I look on TV. Everybody talking about, I want to get shout out to my mama. I want to get shout out to my mama. Thanks, my mom. Like the daddy was there. I suppose he was anyway.
They
But
see you making assumptions. You making assumptions.
I
You
suppose he was
see?
there. I suppose he's there.
You
But
see?
no,
Your
daddies do.
mama and daddy. Your mama and
Yeah,
daddy. Yeah. So I
daddies
love
do
them
get it.
both. Yeah.
They do get
So
the love.
yeah.
Yes, we're gonna make sure that she put the Amazon out there. Beth ain't playing.
Yes.
Beth is in these streets. Beth said,
Thank
make
you,
sure she get
God.
it. She said she
Yeah.
don't want us to let you off the hook,
Yes.
so
I
she
know.
want to make sure we
I
get
know.
it on
Yeah,
there.
hunt me down, get me, because then I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Yes, it's already out there. Once we get you on our
I
live,
know.
like the accountability is there because I do check up on all my live
Right.
people. Anybody
Right.
that's been on our show, they'll tell you.
Yes.
I have
Thank
sent them a
you.
message. I've sent them a DM.
Thank
Yo,
you.
you still on that? What you was talking about on the show? I mean, I just it's not for the point of like I can't make anybody be accountable for what I can be as accountability
Mhm.
partner, and I think that drives us to do the things that we really want to do, but
Mhm.
sometimes obstacles get in the way. I mean, when
Mhm.
we say
Right.
stuff and we spit it out,
Yeah.
it's I don't think people just get on and just be talking about, yo, I want to do this, do that. And that's
Mhm.
not really their intention. I think the
Right.
intentions are there, but we have the cares of life that comes in and we have other people and obstacles that kind of like delay our paths. But I think those accountability partners, wherever you may find them, if it's just
Right.
somebody reminding you, yo, when you supposed to do this, I mean, that keeps you on
Yes.
track and that
Yeah. It
keeps you
does.
focused. And that I know I
Absolutely.
needed my accountability partner right there, Charlene. I threw some stuff past her last night, like, I thought I was on the move, man, and I was like, she was like, put on the brakes, pump the brakes, pump the brakes, pump the brakes. So I
Like
thought I
your
was gonna be the next.
oxygen tank is empty, sir.
Yeah, I thought I
Let's
was
come back.
sending the next people to the moon up there for 3 minutes and come back down. She was like, "Nah, you ain't doing nothing." So I was like, "Wow." So we need those accountability partners
Yes,
to hold us to the
absolutely.
fire and get us through,
Absolutely.
get us through, get us through. What you got, Charlene? My shade and light is coming on the other side of me now. I hate darkness.
What I got, well, okay, first of all, Rob and I, we got something coming through. We're gonna drop that for November. I'm super excited. And it's really what you were talking about, Shannon. We're gonna show
Mhm.
people the basic setups of how to get started, how to launch your
Yeah.
website. So you're not in these streets missing stuff and you can actually operate, but you don't have to feel overwhelmed at the same time. So we're gonna do that, and it's gonna be 3 weeks, break it down, get you up and running, so you know, like, boom, I can move on. I got something. And if people, because people are asking you, well, oh
Mhm.
snap, where do I go? What's your
Mhm.
website? And then you're like, like, well, so we're gonna help people get all of that together. So just DM me, DM Rob Berry, if you really want to understand and get connected. Because once we launch it, we're gonna start collecting first the people who gave us heads up first. They're gonna get early access, and then we're gonna open up to the rest of the world. So I'm super excited about that. And of course, people who need to understand how to put content on their website. I have a content strategy session going on.
Send me the link. Send me the link.
Yeah.
And that session, yep. I'm actually going to end that session at the end of this year. So if people want to get in now. That session is about to get rolled into something bigger. So I suggest people go to strugglesite.com and sign up so you can get it together.
Listen,
Yes.
I'll be
Yeah,
there.
Get it
yeah.
together.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Carl.
Oh yes, yes, yes. I might be at strugglesite.com too. After a while, we definitely get in it. But I have the vulnerability toolkit is dropping. We just going through the 4 steps of beginning to embrace your vulnerability. I know people are like, oh
Mhm.
man, this student is vulnerability. It is key, and you're going to see how key it is. If you haven't figured out it already, with what has went on, you're going to know that people are talking about this vulnerability and the states that they find themselves in. But the key thing about it is that I'm just going to tell you how to embrace that and use that for you. A lot of times we let others guide our vulnerability, and that in the essence of hiding us or making us not to be the true person that we really are. And it's the same as being introvert or extrovert or not getting it out and not putting yourself out. Vulnerability is really the key to that. And when you're not worried about what others think, say, or feel about you as an individual, you're empowered. We give a lot of people power just for the simple fact of we care about what they say about us, we care about how they look at us, and we care about how they view us. And those things stop us from being us. And this is really what this toolkit is. We're going to give you four tools, and just
Mm-hmm.
take those tools, use those tools, apply those tools daily, and you're going to see the difference that it makes. And it's small increment steps. When you talk about vulnerability, people have a real issue with sharing that, but we're going to be sharing and have you open up to share those things that make you uncomfortable, so you can get comfortable and start moving up in your life. So that's what we're going to do. Charlene's working with me to get that landing page done so we can get this sign up done because
Yes,
I want
try
to
to
make
knock that out
sure.
today.
Yes, I want to make sure that we get this out because it's important to people. What they're going to be, what you're going to be expecting, what's going to happen after this, and this is the reason why I'm really doing it because now we're in a lull, and people you can recognize it or you don't recognize it. When you wake up every day, we're really sitting in a lull right now. People are working; they're not really want to work where they are. People maybe being forced to work. People being mandated with these vaccines. I mean, we're just sitting in a melting pot right now, and the fire is on. So a lot of people are coming off with the wrong ways of saying and doing and being. So you want to be in that place where you can say, okay, I'm confident in what I know, what I do, how I am, who I am. And you just
Mm-hmm.
want to move forward with that and leave the dust behind. So this is what we're going to engage in. This has been my mission for such a long period of time. And I actually am happy that people are embracing these things, even if it's not so much openly. It's the simple fact that you're understanding that you need to talk with people concerning it. So we're going to definitely move on with that. Shannon, you great and more than welcome to
Oh,
get involved with that.
yeah.
That is something that I'm sure that because I know there's some
Me.
things, yes, because introvert
Yes.
being the introvert, there's the reasons behind
Absolutely.
them being introverted and those kind of things. And you have to feel empowered in the things that you're doing, empowered in who you are. And I tell people all the time, don't be shameful for who you are. You are who you are. And when you realize that and you get empowered with that, man, watch how you move mountains. Watch how you move mountains. That's it. So yes, we're gonna connect with Shannon. This has been a lovely hour. I'm gonna tell you right now, if y'all came late, y'all didn't come. We appreciate everybody come. Beth, I appreciate you for being the VA, picking out all of them great topics and throwing them up there on the board. Yes, I know you love being in the background, but we're gonna get you out here in these LinkedIn streets so people can see who you are. Thank you for coming by, Carla. Always support me.
Hey,
We
Carla.
appreciate you much love. And thank everybody who's come back. Go catch us on hashtag replay. Also go and find Shannon Epps right now. I want you to go find right now homeboundbaltimore.com. Go to our website, look and see if we want to donate with the blessing bags. She's going to give me that information for Amazon.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna give it today.
On because I know y'all order stuff from Amazon.
We're not leaving until we get it.
I got about 10 things in my little bin now, my little bag now that I need to hit send on. So we always ordering stuff from there. So you might as well do it for a cause and let some of that what you're spending and other people go to help some of these people that are in dire need of your services. They're in dire need. They don't want a handout, they want a hand up. So this is what we want to do for them. We want to be a hand up for them so they can be who they need to be. All right. Thank y'all. I'm done.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It has been
It's a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, I loved it. Thank you.
Yes, it's been a pleasure. So we definitely going to have Shannon out in these streets. She's going to be back on. I know she's grinning and y'all love that smile. We love it too. And we going to make sure that she be out here, let you guys know where you can help her at, because it's what she's doing, and the cause and the inspiration that she has behind it is going to move this right here now. So get with me, Apple. Get with me, Tide. So we work on this truck.
Right.
All right, guys. We thank y'all for coming out. As always, peace. We want you guys to stay put on YouTube so we can get that information out. But until the next time, until next week, man, it is Thursday. We've come to another week, and man, these weeks are going so fast. Oh my God! Next week is the last week in October, guys. So we're gonna be rolling it up and getting it done, and we're gonna have great guests next week, and then we're gonna go into the month of November, and we're gonna be doing it. Real talk, Charlene. The website will be up on November 1st. It's gonna be live. Yes, RealTalkLivePodcast.com. Make sure that we're going to make it easy for you. Past shows are going to be on there for you to see. We'll be on there to apply, so you could be on. We're going to have topic areas. We're going to have discussion areas where you guys.
Well, he's doing a lot right now. We ain't discussed that part. We discussed that part before November 1st. We did not put that together for November 1st. He doing a lot. He's doing a lot.
I keep the fire running.
I'm not listening to Carl. You can click to join the show live on the website, and then you can look at the past shows on the website. That's why we're trying to get things together so everybody's show will have a page. So that's what we're trying to do together. See, that's what we're trying to do. Carl, that extra stuff, I'm not going to promise that.
Passion is driving my innovation.
You see this live? Watch to the end so you know that I said I'm not promising that. I don't support that.
Oh man, we love you guys. I'll tell you, we can't do it without you guys. We can't do it without you guys. We appreciate it. No matter what she say, don't worry about it. Listen to the live. Until next week, guys. I thank y'all for coming out. Y'all have a great rest of your week.
Real Talk with Carl and Charlene. Real talk for the real world. Let's get it.